back from Socal, LA. Well, the trip alone, it was really crazy. So if you just want to know what happened, keep on watching. You're gonna find out.
Damn, baby.
No, you wanna see me naked. I wanna be a baby.
I don't need no friends cause I'm popping. I get any bitch I want cause I'm confident.
Don't fuck up this cash. I hopped out my feelings and I hopped in my bag.
Basically, me and my best friend Lily were going to, Universal. We really didn't fully book everything to literally the night before. The person that we were going with, additionally, he works at the airport, so we were supposed to get our tickets through that. So, which was a whole different story. We're not gonna talk about that. Him and my best friend were gonna drive there. So we were supposed to leave around 2 o'clock on Wednesday. And obviously you have to be 25 in order to, even rent the rental. So if you're not 25, you have to pay an extra fee. So we were okay with that. But when we got there, well, I didn't go there. When they got there, they had told them that since they didn't state that they were 25 and because he didn't have a credit card, they weren't able to do it. So it had to be over $600 in order for them to get the car. So we're like, no, what the heck, we'll figure it out. So we had already paid that night for a hotel. So me and my best friend were like, yeah, no, we need to get there tonight, by any means possible. We were flying down there and we're like, okay, we can take Lyft or something. And I was talking to my friend Selena. And so I was telling her, I was going out there, I literally planned everything last minute. And she was like, you know what, I'm an hour away, she lives in Camarillo, I'll come pick you up. So I'm like, okay, it's good. So I hadn't seen her for a while, so she came and picked us up. And luckily she did, because after all these things that were happening, if she wasn't there, we would have literally been stranded. We go to Cane's, we try it out, it's pretty decent, It was alright. I wasn't really wow, the sauce was overhyped, what the heck. This isn't working for us, so we're whatever. So then we get to the hotel and we're yeah, you can stay with us. We'll go places tomorrow. It's fine. So we get to the hotel, we're waiting 10 minutes there because we're taking forever. And we get to the thing and she's like, okay, show your ID. So she showed her ID. And they're like, yeah, you can stay here. Because this is only for out of state, and obviously she had a California ID, so it wasn't gonna work. So we're basically stuck with no hotel. And we're what the fuck do we do? It's 2, it was 1-ish, about to be 2 in the morning, and we're we haven't slept. She had worked a 4 a.m. shift. I had packed until I didn't go to sleep until 7, so I was tired. And we're just oh my god, what do we do? So we're searching. We go to another hotel and it's about $103 a night, and that's expensive. After the 103 hotel, we were no, and we couldn't even get it because you had to be 21 in order to get it. So we're just we're not gonna be able to get that. So we're keep on searching and keep on searching and keep on searching, and we finally found one that was a decent price. And he was yeah, there's one left, you can come. Age requirement is 20, so we're I bet. We zoomed over there after it being damn near 3 in the morning. And so then we get there, and normally you have to pay with a card, but we only had cash. And he was okay, that's fine, and you have to pay a deposit. And he was you know what, it's okay, I see you guys, you're tired, you don't have to pay the deposit. And so we're finally some things are going in our favor. It was $85 a night, and if we got 2 beds, it had to be 120, I believe. It was 100, over 100. So we're no, we'll just stick to 1 bed. And they're yeah, no, you can't do that, that's maximum capacity. Well, they went to go get the room. I sit in the car, so it looked there was only 2 people checking in. I thought it could have been 4 people in there. I was so confused why they were talking about maximum capacity. Next day we wake up, we gotta check out before 10. And so we go to Melrose, and it's freaking raining. Really, we're trying to take some flicks. And then after that, we went to Earth, and mind you, I got a drink and a sandwich that wasn't even good, and it came out to $20, and that thing was way overhyped. So if you're thinking of going to Earth, I wouldn't recommend it. expensive. The food is trash. Like, I had some of my friends' mac and cheese, and it was disgusting. Like, it tasted like some Kraft mac and cheese. It wasn't good. Their green tea is pretty good, but you literally can get from Starbucks. It tastes just like Starbucks. Just add some boba in it, and you good, sis. You good. So we did that, and then my friend had to go back to fix her brakes around 5, and it was already 4. So we had to go look for another hotel because, you know, obviously we didn't have any hotel to stay in. And we ended up staying in a hostel, which is basically like dorm rooms, but in a hotel version. And it was actually pretty cool. $46 a night, which is kind of expensive, but it's whatever. First night each was $27. And then with the $46 is because you pay for each bed. So it's kind of like that. And that night we went to Roscoe's, and I didn't want to get chicken and waffles because, like, I had it once and it was, like, kind of tragic. So, like, I didn't want to, like, get there and be like, you know what, like, I'm over it. Like, there's keep getting tragic food. So I got chili fries, and it was tragic as well. So I never win, but it was alright. It was just, like, a lot. Like, the plate was, like, this big, and I was just like I can eat, but, like, that much chili fries, like, that's a trip to the restroom times 5. Like, I can't do that. The obstacles that we went through of, like, not having a hotel, not having a car, not having all these things, it kind of made it, like, you know, stressful, and, like, not a vacation. You know, when you go to these things, you pay all this money to, like, you know, splurge on yourself because you've been working hard, you've been doing your job, you're on spring break, and you're over here being stressed out, and you didn't even really get a break. So it wasn't really, you know, enjoyable. So that kind of, like, sucked. But after I went to Universal, it was really, like, an experience. When I first got there, it, like, just seeing Hogwarts, like, made me happy. The butterbeer, it was different. I really like the whipped cream, so I would recommend that. Just little things like that, and just being there, it really, like, you know, the rides, like, I love the Mummy and the Harry Potter ride, the virtual one, that one was really good. Overall, like, the Harry Potter part just, like, made me happy. So we went up to the virtual ride, and when we got there, they're like, yeah, like, you can't take your bags up here. So we're like, what the fuck, like, so we went down, and we put our bags, so we did that, and we went back up the stairs, like, through the back way, and we're like, okay, so, like, they told us to come down, and so they're like, okay, come in. So we're like, you onto something, Alexis, like, you can probably just come back and say you got rerouted. So we ended up doing that, like, right before closing. It was 7:30, and it closed at 8. So we just went through, like, the store. A little hack, just don't get caught, because if you get caught, you gonna make it hard for us. So basically we went to do that, and we just went through, and we said we were routed, like, we said we had to go put our bags, and so then we went, like, straight to the front of the line. And then we went to the Transformers ride, and the line was, like, 40-minute wait, I believe, and I'm just like, I don't know if I want to wait that long, but I still waited. So we were going in, and this Latino family was talking to the lady, and they basically had the same situation where they were rerouted, but because they had a child, and it was, like, a baby, so they couldn't bring her on board, so she had to go, like, leave the baby. So they all came back, and they were, like, trying to explain their situation, like, oh, like, we need to go to the front. But since they were speaking Spanish, like, I guess she didn't know exactly what he was saying. But the way that she said it, like, she was like, I don't know what you're saying. You know, what do you want me to do, like, in a rude-ass way? And so I stopped, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, so I told my best friend, I was like, help her, like, help the family. Like, that's so disrespectful. Like, if someone came up to me, talking to me like that, like, just because you don't know the language, you don't know this, you don't know that, like, you don't need to be that rude to people. It's an experience. Like, I didn't really like Universal. I would always go to Disneyland because, like, I don't know, I love rides, so the fact that they didn't have a lot of rides when I went, like, I just didn't like it. But now that they have Hogwarts, like, I want to go every single day. Her coworker had gone. He had, like, gone for some, like, school thing, like, he was checking out schools. So his mom drove out there, and they got a hotel. And so then, like, the last night we were able to stay in a hotel, like, not homeless or anything. And it was a nice-ass hotel. It was the Embassy Suites, a premium suite, matter of fact. And had everything, and she got us, like, room service, so we ate, like, when we got back to the hotel. And then when we woke up in the morning to have breakfast, and sis, let me tell you, the freaking omelets, you could put sausage. Like, I've never seen sausage as an option. Like, I'm stuck with crappy ass DC food. The only options is ham, cheese, peppers, and onions. Like, and that shit tragic. Like, already, God love me some omelets. Like, boss your life up. But yeah, they had so many options. Oh my God, I can't even speak. Sorry, I'm tired. Just came back from playing. You know, I'm jet lagged from the 1 hour. Just kidding. So the options for the omelets was sausage, bacon, peppers, jalapeno peppers. You know, I love my jalapeno peppers because I love me some spice. Omelet, oh my God, sis. Like, out of all the meals that I had, like, Earth, nasty ass Earth, decent ass came. Like, the omelet was like hitting the spot everywhere. And then after that we went to Venice Beach because his mom took us, and it was actually really nice. Like, I seen a whole bunch of chocolate, man. Like, sis, I was shook. Like, I was like looking everywhere, and I was like, hold on. And I was peeping, but I wasn't speaking. But that's besides the point. We're waiting for the shuttle from the hotel, and I guess the lady, like, she rerouted and she had to go pee or something, so they were taking forever. And so we're like, what the fuck, like, we're gonna miss our flight, like, the shuttle is nowhere to be found. So then the guy was like, you know what, like, we'll pay for your taxi. So we're like, I bet. So we get on the taxi, and then we get to the airport, back in my dorm. And, like, as much as I miss my bed, because, like, we were literally homeless for that time being, like, everything worked out because, like, we got a cheaper hotel. Thankfully, to my friend Selena, we were able to, you know, have a ride. So everyone, you know, subscribe, like, have a tragic incidents happening over and over.